At this time, we would like to continue our celebration in honoring a special group. We would like at this time to honor our 1961 state champion basketball team, the 1961 cheerleaders, and also a great honor for our school, the induction into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, Mr. Jerry Rook. Before we continue, I would like to give a special thanks to an individual who has put this all together for us, and that's Lori Williams. Would everybody give her a big hand for putting this all together? And at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Craig Miller, who will be the MC.
All right. Thank you, Coach Dover, and thank you for not singing tonight like you threatened to do. It's my honor to introduce some very special members of the Nettleton family tonight. First of all, I would like to introduce the members of the 1961 cheerleading squad. Their skirts were much longer back then, but their spirit was just as high. They are here tonight. I'm going to call their name out, and they're going to come tumbling across the court just like they used to do.
This ought to be interesting, Cat.
Here they come.
Yeah.
First of all, introducing Brenda Williams.
If one of them comes out and does a backflip, I'm out of here.
Next up, Betty Turner Williams Clark. Joan Moore Roberts. Kathleen Watkins is a member of the squad, but she was not able to be here tonight. So let's welcome, next up, Penny Brigman Todd. And the final member of the 1961 Nettleton Raider cheerleading squad, Diana Shastine Duffel. At this time, the ladies are going to perform a cheer routine to the 1961 hit, Itsy Bitsy Teensy Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. Are y'all ready for that? Okay. Let's have a big hand for the 1961 cheerleading squad. And now, for the only basketball team in Nettleton history to win a state championship, the 1961 Nettleton Raider basketball team. They are here tonight, and we're going to introduce the sophomores first. How about a big hand for number 21, Junior Higgins. The 61 team would not have won the state championship if they had not got past a very tough Marshall team in the semifinals, and they got past that team thanks largely to that man. He was a skinny sophomore at the time, but he came off the bench and sank some key jump shots. So how about a hand for Junior Higgins? Another sophomore on the 61 state championship team, number 24, Larry Duffel. Congratulations, Mr. Duffel. Thank you for being here tonight. And now then for the juniors on the team, number 30, Harold Harvey. I think he could still play. That's great. A junior that's on the team but's not able to be here tonight, Gary Chambers. A junior who is here tonight, number 32, Jim Pardue. They call Mr. Pardue Mr. Ambassador. I don't know if you realize it or not, but he served for years as a United States ambassador. So he lives in Washington, D.C. now, but he came back to Nettleton tonight. Thank you for being here, Mr. Ambassador. It's not that far from Nettleton to Washington, D.C. Thank you for being here tonight. That is the juniors, and now then for the seniors. There are two seniors who could not be here tonight because they have passed away. That is Ray Cheshire and Jimmy Brown. Let's honor these two fine men for their contributions. The manager of the 61 state championship team, how about a big hand for Ronnie Freeman? Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Number 31, Elvis Eads. Thank you, Mr. Eads. And now introducing number 34, Jim Turman. Mr. Turman. You gotta pace yourself there, Mr. Turman. He was all NEA, he was all district, and he was all state. He was quite a player, Jim Turman. And last but certainly not least, the guest of honor here tonight, number 33, Jerry Rook. Jerry Rook, all NEA, all district, all state, state MVP, and all American. Ladies and gentlemen, there they are, the state champions, the 1961 Nettleton Raiders. Okay. And now here to say a few words about the 1961 cheerleaders, the artist formerly known as Betty Turner, Mrs. Betty Turner Williams Clark.
Thank you very much. First of all, we want to say thank you to Lori and everybody that had a part in getting this celebration together. It has been a long time coming, and we thank you very much for it. And now, we thought about doing a cheer for you guys again tonight, But as we talked about it, we remembered that the first time we did the cartwheel in a cheer, Miss Nelson almost had a heart attack. So then we talked about it a little bit longer, and we decided if we did the cartwheel tonight, we'd have the heart attack. So we just decided that we'd say thank you to the ones that have done this. If you guys ever decide that you want to go for another state championship, we'll be happy to cheer you along again. We offer our congratulations to not only this team and the cheerleaders that are here, but also to you, Jerry Rook, for all the records that you have set and all the accomplishments that you have done. And now all we can say is, go Raiders!
Thank you, Miss Betty. Good job. At this time, this year's team is going to make a presentation to the state championship 61 team. Here they come. Where's that boy going to go? If you guys could go around behind the team and we'll take some pictures. We're going to clear off a spot somewhere and stick that here in the gym. But that's beautiful. Nice job, guys. Thank you very much. And now then, I would like to introduce to you the superintendent of Nettleton Public Schools. Let's have a great big hand for James Donovan.
You know it, don't you? You know it. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. I want to congratulate all the seniors tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. We're proud of all the hard work you've put in, and we know you're going to carry the Raider tradition with you as you go. Also, our extreme congratulations to the cheerleaders and the 1961 state championship basketball team. Men and gentlemen and ladies, we're glad you're here, and we appreciate you making those long treks. Mr. Ambassador, we may want to talk to you later. We may need some things you could do for us, all right? Okay. Jerry, we're proud of all you guys, and we're happy you're here this evening. At this time, my main function is to introduce our school board president, Mr. Carl Chambers, and Carl has a few words for us this evening. Thank you. Carl Chambers.
Thank you, James. Before we go any further, there's one more part of this team I want to introduce to you. In honor of his dad, John Hill, Ed Hill. Come on out, Ed. Beverly and Nathan Thompson, daughter, son-in-law of Coach John Hill. All right. Coach Rook. Did you hear that? Coach Rook? I played for Coach Rook right out here. You got out of college. And first day of practice, it's a scary thing when you walk out on the court and your coach is dressed out with you. That only means one thing. He's going to bump and he's going to grind. Well, look how big he is. He ran with us. He hollered at us. He made us sweat. But we were pretty good old boys, right? They wanted to share a story with you. I don't know if he remembers this. In late 70s, early 80s, Terry and I was living in Fort Smith. I was managing a Western Sizzling steakhouse. Coach Rook called me one afternoon or one morning and said, Carl, he was coaching at the time at Pine Bluff Zebras. You know where I'm going with this?
I think so.
He called and said, can you offer a pretty good dinner deal for my team? We're coming up and playing Fort Smith North Side. And the game would be over around 8:30, 15 to 9. We'd like to eat before we go back. And I said, sure, Coach, we'll work up a deal and we'll feed your team. Well, about 8:45, the bus pulls in. They get off the bus and they're walking in. They weren't smiling. I knew we had a problem. They walked through the line. Then, in a Western Sizzling Steakhouse, a lot like today, but not hardly, you came through the serving line and you ordered your steak or whatever. Desserts was up on top of the bar. The boys, they come through there and they already had their steaks ordered, of course, and they's all getting this pie, putting it on a tray. Coach Rook comes over there and said, boys, put your pie back. You got beat tonight. He wouldn't let them have any pie. That's true. And I understood that. I said, oh, the important, come on, Coach, let them have a piece of pie. Nope. They didn't get a piece of pie. So, had a lot of good times with Coach Rook, a lot of good memories. And on behalf of the Nettleton School Board, I want to congratulate you and thank you, Coach Rook.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chambers, and I sure am glad that you mentioned the coach of the team, the late great John Hill, who has passed away, and it's so good to have his son and daughter with us here tonight, and your spouses. Thank you all, folks, for being here. At this time, it says on the program I'm supposed to list the accomplishments of Jerry Rook, and it gave me 2 minutes to do that. That's impossible, but I'm going to do my absolute best. Some of Jerry Rook's accomplishments, starting right here at Nettleton High School. He was all NEA. He was all district in 1959, 1960, and 61. He was all state in 60 and 61. He was all American in 1961. State tournament MVP in 1961. State champion team member of 61. State runner-up team member of 60. He averaged 30.5 points per game in 1961, and that was before the three-point line. He scored 52 points in the state championship game in 61, and he broke the record for total points scored in the state tournament with 144 points in 4 games. He is the all-time Nettleton High School scoring record holder with 3,103 points, and that's without the benefit of a three-point line. He continued his basketball career at Arkansas State University, where he was a 4-year letterman from 1961 to 65. He was second-team All-American in 63 and 64, first-team All-American in the 64-65 season. He was MVP of the Southland Conference in 1965, and in 1983 he was inducted into Arkansas State University's Hall of Honor. He still holds multiple records at Arkansas State University, including that of the all-time leading scorer in ASU history with 2,153 total points. With no three-point line, right? No. With no three-point line. We cannot stress that enough. He is the highest career scoring average record holder at ASU with 22.9 points per game. And he is a complete basketball player. He's 4th all-time in rebounding with 896. He also played professionally, and in 2009 was an inductee into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. And I would be willing to bet that he could beat any person in here tonight in a game of horse. His accomplishments are many, and he is a true legend here tonight. Let's have a great big hand for Jerry Rook. Yes, sir. And if everybody would direct their attention to the 2 young men right up there, we're about to unveil a brand new banner tonight. brand new banner honoring Jerry Rook. Jerry Rook is the best basketball player to ever come out of Nettleton, to ever come out of Craighead County, one of the best to ever come out of the state of Arkansas. There'll never be another Jerry Rook, and after tonight, there will never be another Nettleton Raider who wears his jersey number 33. Here to present the retired jersey of Jerry Rook, Coach Daryl Dover and Coach Mark McCord. His white jersey is already in the trophy case. Congratulations, Mr. Rook. At this time, to make another very special presentation to Coach Jerry Rook is Danny Hunnell. Danny played on the 1968 Nettleton Raider basketball team. Coach Rook coached them to a 20-12 record, and if you know the guys on that team, you'll know what a miraculous coaching job that was by Jerry Rook. Sorry, Danny. But here to make a very special presentation, Danny Hunnell.
You've heard about the man that played basketball here, and if you ever saw the movie Hoosiers, this town was like the movie Hoosiers. I mean, there was a cavalcade convoy behind the bus every place they went, and that's all they talked about. And during their years, they had to expand the gym to make it bigger to accommodate the fans. But I want to tell you a story. The All-American Redheads was a girls' basketball team. In my senior year, Ronnie Gartman and some of us, we played with Coach Rook against the All-American Redheads. He would cross the center line and make a jump shot and nothing but net. We was beating him at one point in the game toward the end, and Coach Rook said, "Boys, this is their living. This is the way that people came to see them, not us. Pull back and let the girls win." And we did. That's the kind of man that Jerry Rook is. Now, he was a little bit tougher coach than that because the bleachers were very unforgiving. But as the unofficial historian of Nettleton, tonight the citizens of Nettleton, Arkansas, which went away in 1958, honors Jerry Rook with the title of Honorary Mayor of Nettleton, Arkansas for all of his efforts to further the prestige of Nettleton, Arkansas and its memory across Arkansas and the United States of America. We will always be proud of our native son, Jerry Rook.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And to help him, if you lived in Nettleton when it was Nettleton, there was no locks on the doors, you know. So here's a church key. It says Nettleton Shoe Company, so it's got the name Nettleton on it, so he can open his Geritol bottle and put his shoes on, multi-purpose.
And now here to say a few words, the legendary Jerry Rook.
Thank you very much. I will try to get through this the best I can. The first thing that comes to my mind, that everything that is accumulated and brought us to this time tonight started on this campus years and years ago, back in the late 50s and the early 60s. It seems, though, that I feel that sometimes there's too much emphasis put on individual honors and individual accomplishments. And certainly the key word to any ball club is team. And these guys here that you see that came, and plus Jim and Ray, I could not be here if it was not for them. Yeah, Jim wants to talk to you just a minute. This is Jim Turman.
Jerry, I'm looking at the watch, and how much longer is this going to last? It's getting close to my bedtime.
It's short. Be short and sweet, Jim. Hold on. It won't be much longer because I know we've got a ball game we need to play. We have, as I stated, the members over here of the 61 State Championship Ball Club, and I do feel myself that we had the best high school basketball team in the state in 1961, and I feel that we could have beaten anybody in the state of Arkansas. And we won 40 and lost 3, which was a great accomplishment for us. But as I stated before, all the awards that I have been so blessed and fortunate to receive started here with this group of guys. It could not have happened without them. But thanks to everyone that's here tonight. Thanks to Mom and Dad for all the support they gave. And I know all of the players here feel the same way about their parents. Now, we played before probably 90% of y'all were born. You don't know anything about this, but we were very fortunate in having a great support from the fans and people in Nettleton. And all the things that we've accomplished is a team effort. All the things that I have been blessed with, as I stated before, is started with these guys, and it's going to end here tonight with such a great celebration. I thank you. I thank Lori Williams for putting it together. I thank all the many people that have done their things. I am so proud to be a Nettleton Raider. Good luck tonight.
Jerry Rook and the 1961 Cheerleaders and Arkansas State basketball champions. Let's give them all one more great big round of applause.
Welcome back, folks, to the Raider Gymnasium, where we have had one whale of a ceremonial here, Cat, with a very, very distinguished and honored young man, Mr. Jerry Rook.
Well, that's a great night for the Raiders, and I know Coach McCord and Coach McGowan from Paragould have a game to play, but it's been 48 years since they won the state championship here. Long overdue that they've had this type of program and ceremony for this team. To have this many back from 61 and the cheerleaders and the fans is quite remarkable. Good. Yes, good. And that's okay.
Some of the Cats fans coming by.
Fans coming by and saying hello. And but I had the privilege to see Jerry play, not in high school, but at ASU when I was growing up in Turl. And I was Jerry Rook and Junior Higgins, who's also on that 61 team, and Dixon and that bunch was probably as big of influence on me coming out of high school and wanting to be a college basketball player, and ended up going to Arkansas State from Turl, signing with Arkansas State. And I can assure you it was because of their abilities and watching them and their successes growing up in this area, as most people did. And they played in the old Indian Fieldhouse. That's before the Convocation Center, which I'm sure a lot of people around here will remember. And there was a lot of great games there. I saw them play Houston when they had Elvin Hayes.
Right.
And I know you remember that young man.
Yeah.
Played for UCL, for the Houston Cougars.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, outstanding, not only college player, but a great NBA player. And had a chance to win that ball game. Arkansas State ended up losing, but they had a chance to win the basketball game. And people like Jerry Rook and Glenn Dixon and that bunch were Mike Burke, Junior Higgins, some really, really good players. And it's got to be an honor. They celebrated tonight by and I'm sure we got a shot of the poster
the
hanging
banner
from the
hanging up
rafters.
there,
The banners, Jerry Rook and all of his accomplishments. And Coach McCord and Coach Dover also presented Jerry with a plaque, which is his jersey retired. There'll not be another 33 worn at senior boys basketball at Nettleton. And I'm going to promote tonight, starting tonight, that we try to figure out how to do that out at ASU with his number out there. If I'm not mistaken, he was number 40 at ASU, and I know he was for part of the time. I hope he was for the entire career. Another thing that drove me, I wore number 40, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted 40 in college. I wore the number 40, but Jerry Rook was a big influence there. But Jerry's a great player, outstanding coach, and I'm not sure. Well, I know I'm correct. Unfortunately, probably 65% of this crowd tonight is too young to remember what he did or how he did it. And all those accomplishments, Jerry, Harvey, that they talked about Jerry, there was no three-point line.
Right.
You do understand he scored 3,000 points here and never got a three unless he scored a basket and got fouled.
Right.
Okay? Can you imagine? And I'm going to tell you, he could shoot it. The three is a jump shot for him. I've seen him shoot it from the half court in a jump shot manner. He didn't have to, heave it or throw it. He could shoot it so fluidly from a jump shot position from pretty much anywhere on the floor. So I'm really excited to be here tonight with Channel 15, and I'm glad we were able to bring this to
I am too. What's amazing to me, when he played at Arkansas, I guess it was State College at the time.
Right.
That record has lived since then. Now think of the basketball players and the three-point line and all that's come through there. It's still alive out there. It's unbelievable.